Okay, there we go. Sound on. I am back, and let's get this back into motion. Okay, so I just created these 4 pages, which are actually I still need to edit them though. So okay, so let's just go ahead and we're gonna chunk that out of there, and we're gonna chunk this out of here. So, and we're gonna do this to all 4 of these pages. Oops. Because they're basically copies of each other. So then we're gonna take this one out and take the rest of these out. Okay, and we're gonna go here and we're going to take be all that you can be. You can in the army. Okay. Uh, this one is the infiltration. Okay. That. Okay. And this final one is Fairy God Rescue. Okay. All the way down here. Fairy God Rescue. Okay. Okay. We're gonna control S. We're going to save room data. And you probably can't really tell that I am saving in Redot using Control S. But occasionally you'll hear me say it, like save Control S and then save room data. That's because this is a scene and it complains when you do anything like try to close everything or reload the scene or whatever. It complains, and so just to stop it from doing that, I hit Control S to go ahead and save the scene. It doesn't really matter because the only saving that actually matters is saving the room data, because when I start this up, it always loads from the JSON files. Anyways, let us continue. Okay, so let's open this up real quick because there's a few things here. The decided risk of the vacation fairy godmothers and vacate the um, temporary fairy godmothers and vacation princesses. And actually, this doesn't need to be capitalized. Temporary fairy godmothers and the vacation princesses and start making plans. Gotta mix a deal with the princess, help them find a mate. Okay. So we're gonna do 2 things. We're going to go to Okay. So the first thing to do is you can either go to, let's see. Let me think of this. So this is just gonna be just a couple of pages here where you can either go to Princess Prep directly and then go to Fairy God College, or you can go to Fairy God College first, be turned away, and then this is where it helps to have specific text. So we're gonna have 2 Fairy Godmother pages, and we're gonna have 1 Princess Prep page that goes to the second Fairy Godmother page, Fairy God College page. And the reason for this is that I still don't have state tracking in here, so basically I need 2 of the Fairy God College, because I need one where she's turned away and the other one where she's actually accepted. And in the case of a full on adventure game, basically what happens is I track that. So in other words, I you go to Fairy God College and says, if you've been to Princess Prep, then uh, go ahead and proceed as you would to let her enter. If you haven't gone to Princess Prep yet, it would know it and say then it would send you away. And this is doing essentially the same thing with just the choice. So I have like two pages, and honestly, I could name them the same thing. These are that almost represent two choice sets in a sense. Um, Wait for a second. Okay. All right. So it's two choices, and then if you go to Princess Prep, it goes to Fairy College. If it Okay, so the two choices, right? Two choices. And okay, so let me look at the next story beat because I think it's where it starts there. Sees a note on door. The note says to go to Fairy God College with a password. Okay. I think I think the way this is going to work is instead of technically being like in between the two beats, I'm actually going to have the entrance. Now this is the infiltration. I might have to rename that because um okay. Okay, so let's say Princess goes to Fairy God College with the password and has to throw her bag into a box, right? Um Karen Tourist Princess or something. Like maybe I should do that. Okay, let's go ahead and do the thing. What's this one called? Wait, the infiltration. What does it say? Be all that you can be. The infiltration. Let maybe yeah. Maybe I'll call this the infiltration. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little renaming magic. Uh, and I'm just doing this just for the renaming. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's open that with the text editor, and we can call this the wait, yeah. Oh, uh, I'll rename the files afterwards. Yeah, infiltration like that. Okay, Control C, Control V. Now this is called the infiltration. Oh, I have to actually open up the other one too, don't I? Okay, let's be all that you can be. We'll put this over here and the infiltration. That Control C. Okay, Control B. Infiltration. Okay, so this goes to the actual infiltration, which is this one, which is Title 2 this time. Or the infiltration. Now, this is not the infiltration. This one is called uh uh what did I just say? Daggone. I have to rewind my own stream if I can unless I can remember it. Uh do 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 do. Okay. Doggone it. What did I call it? Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can pull that up here. Let's open the studio. Let's bring that over here. This tab, and let's go to uh content. Let's go to live. Let's go to my current thing stream, and let's open the stream. Here we can even close that. Okay, now um let's see something first. Where is my full screen? Okay, I'll just expand it out. I don't need to full screen it. Just give me a second here, and wait, just a second. Here, let me speed it up. I'm trying to. I think I said. Okay, I have to do that again. I have to back it up. Hold on. I know you. I don't have desktop audio on here. I guess I didn't have it. I don't remember what I was thinking. I thought I said it, but apparently I didn't. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and close this. All right. Okay, so what are we gonna call this? The so this one we're naming the infiltration, and then this one, which is so it's basically they make the plans. They go. She goes to the daily, and now she's inside. Uh, that okay. Actually, let's go ahead and open. Let's go ahead and look at the actual original infiltration here, right? So, like I said, she goes in with the password. Oh, Karen Tourist Princess is what I was. I thought I'd said that. I must have said that, but now I couldn't find it. I guess whatever. That's okay though. I mean that it's cool. I'll figure it out. Um. Here. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So yeah. All right. So the infiltration. Where is the stupid thing here? Okay. So this is page 3 of the infiltration. Let's not call the infiltration. Tourist princess. Okay. And then I'll actually put punctuation here. Karen tourist princess. Okay, like that. Okay. Um. Oh. Okay. That's all right. I can write title. Title, and I didn't remove the underscore. I just saw that in the thing here, and then this is like it's supposed to be. And then this should not be the infiltration. Instead, it should be door to Karen tourist princess. There we go. Tourist. I had a character. Well, I had a story. I can actually go ahead and say the story because I don't know if I'll ever develop this in anything, and plus, nobody really believes me anyways about it. But I have a theory about the Roswell incident in 1946, 47. Can't remember. And my thought was that the explanation about the weather balloon, right? So really, what they did is they did what I call a double cover up, right? A double blind or whatever you want to call it, um, where uh, they first cite um, this unidentified phenomenon, this UFO thing, right? And then they come back and say, no, it's a weather balloon. So at first it was unidentified flying object, and then it was a weather balloon, right? Now it could be just the fact that they figured out what it was, and it was actually a weather balloon, but I don't think that's what it was. Or my theory is that it wasn't. My theory is that towards the end of the war, we in the U.S. um, were probably doing some experiments we shouldn't have been doing. Well, okay, so that's a little bit more conspiracy theory than this other thing. The thing about the flying saucer, I think it was possibly a flying saucer that we actually made. I think it was a vehicle that we made, and that they were testing, and that ended up crashing in New Mexico. And so first they acted like it was some sort of alien thing, and then they cover it up by saying it's a weather balloon. And so what you have is you have this cover up of a cover up, right? So first they don't tell you what it is originally, whereas the flying saucer may have been a real vehicle that we had created, right? And then they covered up by saying it's a weather balloon. So now you got the double, and the way this works is now you have conspiracy theorists coming out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, it was definitely an alien," and they definitely covered it up. They covered it up with the weather balloon story, so that everybody that looks at the Roswell thing keeps looking at the stupid alien thing. They're like, "Oh, there was aliens there." And of course, some people don't believe that they're aliens. I don't believe we actually had, actual extraterrestrials land here on Earth and stuff. I just don't believe that. Especially being a Christian, I don't believe it. But so basically, the theory goes that what they were doing was they were testing this thing, and it crashed, and so they had to cover it up. So they do the double cover up so that all the conspiracy theorists and everything, all the talk and stuff would go towards this alien story. Because the alien story is the real cover up, right? When really the real cover up is what they did. And the part of the reason I think that this is part of it, and even the thing about the alien bodies, I think the alien bodies is part of the story. Because I think they might have been doing some experiments that they shouldn't have been doing. That and that's just a theory. Okay, so hopefully some government guys don't come. Well, I was just getting to something just real quick, but hopefully some government guys don't come knocking at my door and it's just a theory. I don't have any evidence or anything. This is just a thought. But basically, they were doing some experiments they shouldn't have, because if you remember, towards the end of the war, we actually had gotten a, 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 a bunch of German scientists, Operation Paperclip and all that, where so some of them might have been eugenicists, geneticists, that sort of thing, and some of these deals. So the alien bodies might actually have been human bodies that were altered, and they didn't survive very long, and so they had to do this alien thing, and they had to call them aliens and stuff so that people wouldn't actually look into what they were doing. That's just a theory. It's a theory. So any government guys that happen to be monitoring the stream somehow in some way, it's I don't have any proof or anything like that. It's just what I thought. Anyways, I was gonna write a story where hey Rick, I came up with a story where where basically they find one of these aliens, one of these supposed aliens, and of course they're not really aliens. They're actually something that we created. But our main characters kind of get involved with them and start, growing to like them and stuff, and decide they want to help them escape, the government. And so that was just a kind of a cool story I came up with. And one of the characters, her name was Karen Hart, and Karen Hart. I know it sounds kind of dumb, but it would have been spelled like Karen and then like Hart or something like the name, right? It might have been spelled like this, like Karin or something, Karen Hart. And so that's where the Karen name came from. It didn't come from a Karen because she's not a Karen. She's not like the kind of Karens that we have a slang term for. Anyways, so that's where Karen came from. Anyways, and maybe I shouldn't have said my little theory about Roswell, but hopefully nobody's gonna knock on my door because like I said, it's just a theory. Actually, somebody I think wrote a book that was something similar to that, and I heard a review on it at one point, but I don't remember the name of the book or the author or anything like that. Anyways, let's get back to the game. Sorry about that. Karen, Tourist Princess, Title 3, and okay. So I have to go and like rename these two here. So now that I've done that, let's go ahead and go into the renaming. And then I could also rename it in there. Okay, so uh, rename this the infiltration. That. And then we rename this one. Since it's a different title number, it doesn't snag any duplicate file entry thing. the Karen Tourist Princess. Oh, Dad's playing Hanna-Barbera music in the background, like the Flintstones or something. Top Cat, whatever. He's probably working in his room, so he's probably doing that so there'd be some noise out there in the living room. Okay. And Guarantee's Princess. Okay. So now, if I reload this scene, reload, save scene. Reload, save scene. That's weird. Oh, I know it's weird because I didn't rename the stupid meta files. That's alright. Save room data. I'll have to go in there and make sure. Let's go to layout tool data and go all the way down to 14. Okay. Title 2 is now called. Okay, so we need to delete this one. And yeah, when I make the tool, when I work on the tool again, I'm gonna make a deal where you could rename them without any real problem. You'll just rename it, and it will rename the file. Um, and maybe it'll do like a comparison on disk of the actual file name on disk, so that just in case something is exactly the same, that it will make sure and rename the old one or remove the old one first or something. I actually had code where it actually when I click save room data, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to create a new file, right? And then it's supposed to remove the old file once the new file is created, so that and so it kind of works, but sometimes it doesn't work right. Where instead it creates a new one and it doesn't delete the old one for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'd have to go back in there and like maybe I'll have to redo the save code or something. Okay, so we got the infiltration, then we got Karen Tourist Princess, and then the infiltration from Title 3 is delete that one. Okay. Scene, reload, save scene. Doesn't really matter that much, but hey, did it do it? Reload, save scene. Huh, I would have thought it would make these differently. Okay, the infiltration. Now, let's go in here and let's call this the infiltration. That the title's there, and that's correct. It's just in the description. So in the description, Karen, comma, tourist, princess, like that. Okay. Control S, save room data. Now, here we go. All right. How come? That's weird. How come it removed? John, I assume you're still here, but how come your message isn't in here? Let me check the actual chat thing. Oh, you retracted your messages. Is there something weird, John, that the reason you retracted the messages? That's weird because it's um John, say something else to let me know that you're the one that actually like removed your own message, so that so it's not something that maybe I'm doing or maybe Social Stream Ninja did or something like that. So, John, if you can say anything, let me know. Um, did you how do you know, John? If you're listening, let's see something here. Where is the YouTube deal? Okay. Anyways, I guess if you if you can hear this, let me know, John, if you're still there and you can send messages, because I don't know, for some weird reason it says message retracted on both of those, and I don't know if you did that yourself or if that's something you could do yourself. Hmm. Interesting. Now let's see if I can remove the message, right? So you evidently removed the message. I don't care if you say go back to, get back to work or whatever. That's fine. So, anyways, I don't know. Let me know if there's anything weird going on. At least I might should do a Discord, and I might tell everybody to redirect their chat to Discord or something. Not everybody has Discord or wants Discord, but if I had a Discord, maybe I can just kind of centralize all of my text there. Maybe I could redirect. I don't know. Anyways, I guess let's get back to work. As assuming that everything is still cool here. Anyways, okay. The princess, the count, and Hubert all sit in the lobby of the Baptism Belfry. They decide to rescue the vacation fairy godmothers and vacation princesses and start making plans. The count makes a deal with the princess to help him find a mate. If he helps her finding the princess, helps her with finding the princesses, the vacation princesses, by the way, the count then hides in her handbag in his bat form. Okay. So he's going to infiltrate it here. He's not going to infiltrate it in the other thing. Okay. Um. Okay, so let's see something here. That's still weird. Rook, you are still listening, correct? And if you are, say I'm still listening or whatever, let me know. Because I want to know if something's acting weird on my stream now. Am I still going? Yes, apparently I'm still going. Yeah, that's good. At least. Alright, well, hopefully everything's going fine. Uh, let's open up the text. Let's open this back up. Princess goes back to Princess Prep, sees note on door. The note says to go to the Fairy Guide College with a password. Um, I wonder something here. Let me pull up. Why do I have two kick? Wait, that's kick. This is also kick. New messages. Okay, that means that this one's the old one. We'll leave the new one here. Okay, that'll work. Okay. New window. M. Super Grok. Let's minimize that because I don't know if I'm using that right now. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so what was I going to ask? Let me look in here. What was I going to ask again? I didn't have a problem with this before. Sometimes I just say, if you want, the princess decides, here, let me ask something here. I didn't have a problem before, but now I have a problem, and I don't remember how I worked it either. But let's go ahead and ask Grok. First day, April 2, 2026 to 51 EDT. Working on the in-between part where she has to decide, where Karen has to decide to either go to this prep or Fairy God College first. And I didn't have a problem with this before, but I'm wondering how I should present the choice. So to recap, the count changed into a bat and hid in her purse. So now they're going to go to either school first, and I'm wondering if I should just put the choices up, or if I should have she decides whether to go here or here first. Kind of. This is what the beat looks like. And let's go to the actual beat. Okay. We'll see what goes on. I got my speaker on, so that's not a problem. I think John is still there. He's not responding though for some reason. I mean, not that you can't be away from your keyboard or computer or busy in a program or something. That's fine. I just thought it was weird that both of your messages were retracted because I guess technically you can remove them, and like it showed it on there. It says get to work, and then it was retracted because it was gone, and I looked and it said message retracted, and I'm just wondering what's going on. Then I asked Rook if he wouldn't mind saying something to see if he's still hearing me, and he's not responding either. So I don't know what's going on. What's going on? Okay. Um. Just can't go to. It's clean. Okay. Okay. Okay, that she has to decide kind of thing is what I've been doing. So, I guess that works. Thanks. I'll actually do it the way I do it though too, so it's just kind of the way I did it, I guess. Karen decides first. Go directly to fairy god. It to to check out Princess Prep or any other clues. Any other clues first. Okay, we'll do it like that, I guess. Save from data. And now we need our first two pages. Actually, I need three of them. 1, 2, and 3, like that. Okay. Let's move this up here. Move this. See the way I'm kind of shifting it so that it works kind of in my favor. That. Now I could make it just 2 pages, and with 2 pages, what it would mean is there'd be a link from here to here directly, and then from here to here. But since I want her to be turned away first, because eventually it's going to be like a dialogue puzzle, I think, and so I need actually 2 separate pages that essentially does kind of the same action, but they're 2 separate like choices, right? Now normally you can just actually go in one location or another, but you know, the player gets the choice of where to go. This gives it a little bit of a light agency to it. Okay, so that's right. Um, and then the other one is the fairy tale thing, which gives it 2 light choices as to which. So honestly, there's going to be really kind of 3 points of decision here. None of them each very big, kind of on purpose. Okay, so let's go ahead and just copy the ID first. Let's go ahead and copy that. Copy. Okay, and what did I say here? Fairy God College is first. So this is Fairy God College right here. Okay, so we're gonna paste. This is gonna be page 1. This is gonna be called on to Fairy God College. That. Right, 1402, Title 2. Right. Title 2, page 1. Okay. Title 2, page 2. What does deja vu means? But, what does deja vu actually mean? I know what the idea is, but I don't know the actual, like, definition. Already seen. Hmm. Just deciding on a page title for the moment. Something like Asia this prep or something. Got it. Where first? Deja prep. uh, anyways. Okay, so let's just do that. Deja Princess prep. That? Okay, actually, but that. And over here, I can actually put onto Fairy God College. And I think I will not name. Here, let's actually copy the ID though. Copy. So this would be page 2. Okay, this is page 2. Deja Princess Prep. Page 2. Okay, right. This is page 1. This is page 2. This one will be page 3. And instead of onto, I'm going to call this finally Princess Prep. Finally. Finally. Princess Prep. That. Okay. That's a very God College. Deja Princess Prep and finally Princess Prep. Finally Fairy God College. Fairy God College. Okay, we'll do it like that. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and put the chapter name in to copy. Paste. 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 Okay, that's all I need for that. We're gonna actually do some finishing here. Okay. What's up, everyone? I'm just confused here. Confused. Oh, whoops. Uh, Watching your friends and neighbors pretty good so far. Okay. Actually, I just want to delete these. Okay. Well, there are quite a few. I know I shouldn't have. I don't have any friends. Okay, and back to where we're doing. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Save data. I think I already did that. And now let's go ahead and we'll start with the linkages. Let's go ahead here. Okay, so let's go ahead and here. Let's go to the door specs here. Copy. Then let's put these in here. Paste. That's gonna go down there. Here. Paste. Control S. Data. That. Okay. Let's go in here. Go ahead and paste this here. This. Two. And then let's go ahead and copy this ID. Go in here. Control B like that. And this one, we want to copy the ID. And whoop. Copy. And here we want to put Control B. Okay. This one. Let's go ahead here and copy door specs. Oh, Control V paste. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy today. And then let's copy the ID. Copy. Finally. V. S. Save room data. And reload save scene. All right. Looks like we only get part of this done today, but that's okay. I mean, that's the way that goes. Okay. I think I made a mistake. Uh, hmm. I did kind of make a mistake, sort of. Uh, you have to choose. You go to Fairy God College first, then you have to go to Princess Prep, then you have to go back to Fairy God College, then you have to go back to uh, so I have the doors on wrong. Uh, that means I'm gonna have to add an extra page, I think. You go to Fairy God College first. I'm gonna send you back to Princess Prep, and then it's gonna send you back to Fairy God College. That's why. That's why I had it in 3 pages. That means that Fairy God College here needs to go back over to here. Uh, right? I'm a little bit sleepy, so the webcam. Sorry about that. Okay, let me think about this for a second. Um, I'm trying to decide whether I need 2 or 3 pages because you get in, you get in at Fairy God College, right? Hmm. My brain just does not want to cooperate right now. Okay, you're presented with 2 choices: Fairy God College or Princess Prep. If you go to Princess Prep, you go on down to Fairy God College. Okay, so I don't need an extra page for that. I need 2 Princess Preps is what I need, right? Why does not my brain want to do this? I probably don't need this extra page, I think. I'm thinking. Okay, the rookie was AFK, no problem. This isn't an attention thing. This is something that just there to me. It was a weird thing that John Rivers' messages were retracted, which he can do if he wants to. So I saw one where he said, get back to the game, which I was just acknowledging, but then it disappeared, and I was wondering what the heck was going on. And then nobody was talking, and then I was just like, I wonder what's going on. Great. At least he can say something. I don't know if John can still say anything or if he's even still here. Actually, it looks like there's only one in the room, so maybe he had to go. It's probably pretty late for him, anyways. So so he might have had to go for some reason. That's fine then. Okay, I guess that's okay. Whatever. So finally, Fairy God College. Actually, this is the Fairy God College. This is the thing here. This is um this is getting in. So you go to okay. So this one is if you go to Fairy God College first, it's gonna kick you back to Princess Prep. Fairy God College. This is gonna kick you to Princess Prep. In fact, it looks like I still only need two. I was thinking I needed multiple. Right. I was thinking I needed 3 pages to do this. I can do it in 2 pages because this is where you're inside. You're already inside here. So if you're already inside, it means you give them the passphrase, and you start here by giving the passphrase. So that's how that works. Princess Prep, this should go directly to here, is what it should do. This one, it goes over here to Princess Prep. This is the odd man out, so to speak. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually try to remove Fairy God College. Finally, Fairy God College. And then, yeah, access to property is null instance. Then we're going to save room data. Control S. Scene reload. Save scene. Okay. Yes, I know that the error there is not a big deal. It's just an error. Then what we do here is we go ahead and copy this. Copy. We go in here. We paste it in here. Paste. Then we save it. That. Okay, now this one. So this one is Deja Princess Prep. Copy that. Go over to here. And in its door, destination. Control V. Control S. Say room data. Like so. Right? Okay. Okay. So that way, Fairy God College, Princess Prep, right? So then it goes to the correct place. Princess Prep goes down to Title 3. Okay. So now let's put in some text here. Um, oh, shoot. Let's go back to desktop. I still have my audio on. It's just, I sometimes just do that when I want to, like, because, I'm sleepy, and so I end up, like, sitting and staring or, like, dozing off or something. And to make sure that I don't do it on camera, I just I'll be right back. So, I know I shouldn't do that, but that's just the way I've been doing stuff. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so on to Fairy God College. Okay, Princess Karen decked out in a touristy. Uh, Karen disguised as a tourist heads over to um Fairy God College. When she knocks on the front door, someone asks, "Is there a burning question you wish to ask?" Uh, okay. I can, you know what? Well, I want to undo extra pages. I was thinking I could do a funny thing where there's like three choices. How many hours in a year? You know, could be like funny questions and actually would add more pages. And I don't necessarily want it. I don't want to just add more pages to add more pages. I just want to. Um, I'm adding more pages though to kind of fill it out more. Ah, my apologies. Okay. Discuss Jerry sits over the fairy god when she knocks on the front door. Now I'll just I won't add extra choices onto this little thing because it's supposed to be it's meant to be small. She gives a few goofy answers. Uh, the voice behind the door says, "Come back when you have a burning question to answer." Okay, hit one to continue. Behind the door says, "Come back when you have a burning question to answer." Okay, okay, that's actually pretty simple and pretty quick, pretty straightforward. Um, this is Princess Prep. So let's see what Princess Prep says here. Let's open that up. shoot, I'm just gonna get this part done, and then my time is up today, which kind of sucks. So I'm not gonna get near. I needed to be done this week. Doggone it, I needed to be done. Okay, let's do something. Karen decides to check out Princess Rep to see if there are any clues. Looking at the door, she notices two hearts with initials carved into the door. The initials are VM plus MS. VM plus MS. Okay. Right, and then when she goes back, it's gonna. Oh yeah, here's where they're gonna ask the. At the door, she notices VM plus MS carved into the door. Their heart around it. She also sees a note which reads, "What are the three things every princess wants most?" She ponders a bit before she remembers. Oh, okay, so this is gonna be right, and then she's gonna go to the door. Oh, you know what? I call this. Well, okay, it's how I did it. Because I think it's gotta. I think it's gotta be sort of like it was. The name. She's not doing the infiltration here. She's doing the infiltration on the other end when she actually gets to back to Fairy God College and she has the question that needs answering. Okay, we'll count it though. She remembers that John had found a file on Violet and noticed a paper with the same initials carved drawn on. She remembers John. She remembers John found a file. Violet with and with the paper with the same initials drawn on. She remembers John found a file on Violet with paper with the paper with the same initials drawn on it. I say doodle on, doodle on, doodle on, doodle on, doodle on, doodle on, doodle on. She then goes back to Fairy God College. She then goes back to Fairy God College, and we can say she goes back to Fairy God. We could say goes on to. I guess we'll say on to. I guess I don't know. She then goes on to Fairy God College. When she knocks on the door, the voice asks, "Do you have a burning question to ask?" And Princess Karen says, "What three? What are three things every princess wants most?" Uh, the voice replies. Their voice asks her what her answer is. Karen remembers, since Max is back and it seems like Violet had a bit of a crush on him. Karen. Okay, let's do it. Karen, suddenly realizes Violet had a crush on Max, which is why the initials appear. She then, okay. You can reply with a generic princess answer, or you can try something risky. Hit 1 to reply the generic answer. Hit 2 to reply with the hit 2 to try something risky. Let's do this backwards. Let's make this one. 1 to try something risky, hit 2 to reply. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? Hit 1 to try something risky, hit 2 to reply with the generic answer. Okay. Well, can I undo? There we go. Let's see. S save room data. Okay. Yeah, this is how it actually. Oh, right. What am I thinking? I have the two choices there, how she answers it, and then it will go into this one, which is Fairy God College, and I have to do that. I guess I have to do that later. So if I get a session tonight, I'll do it tonight. If not, then I'll have to do it tomorrow, and I'll have to finish this little part up tomorrow. It'll be good because this is the majority of the stuff in here. So I have two more deals. I might have another secondary choice, after the risky versus generic answer. But I guess I'll have to figure that out tomorrow. So there you have it. Okay, room data. Okay, I'm gonna do my little recording here at the end. Today's Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, and today we got a little bit done, not a whole lot, but I have some things done. I started putting in the code to get Karen into Fairy God College, and that's pretty much what I got done today. Okay, that about wraps it up. I want to say thank you for watching part 2.